Bakara Hapanish here. The Hodera the Kakwad. Okay, so let's make our diagram complete here. This is our epiblast layer, right? And this is our hypoblast, right? Okay. Now as we know that here was the procaudal plate and here was the primary node and there was the primary streak. Clear, friends? So this is our primary streak. This is our primary node, and this is our procaudal plate. Very good. Now at the side where the procaudal plate is formed, this is the cranial end. And at the point where there is primary streak, this is the caudal end. Clear? I wanted to clear it. Next, let's move forward, friends. Let's focus here. What will happen? Friends, at this point, at the primary streak and this primary node, what will happen, friends? The epiblast layer, cells will start division and migration towards this streak and this node, right? Cells are started multiplying, division, and have started movement towards this streak and this node. Let's see. Friends, cells are multiplying and moving towards the streak from this side also, from this side also, from the caudal end also. Cells are multiplying and moving towards them, and what will happen? Look, for example, if this is our primary, right, these are two layers, right, and in between the two layers there is primary streak. So friends, from the upper surface, the cells will divide and will move into the primary streak from this side, and from this side. Cells are multiplying and are moving towards the primary streak, and these cells are coming below the epiblast layer, right? Like this. Look, this is our epiblast, this is hypoblast, consider it as. Now look, from the epiblast, cells are multiplying and moving towards the primary streak and are coming below the epiblast layer, right? Let's see it in the diagram. What happens that from the epiblast layer, cells start multiplying and start moving towards the primary streak and primary node. Clear, friends? Where are these cells going? These cells will come down and will appear in between these two layers, right? The cells will go down below the epiblast and will be in between these two layers. Let's see in the diagram. Friends, this is our epiblast layer. Clear? This is epiblast and this is our hypoblast layer. Clear, friends? Now what has happened? The new cells, this is our primary streak and this is primary node and this is procaudal plate. Now the cells have started migrating towards this streak and node from the epiblast. Where have these cells gone? These cells have started appearing here. These cells have started appearing here. Now in between the epiblast and hypoblast, there has been another layer appearing. There is the appearance of another layer, right? This is called the mesoderm, right? So another layer of cells have appeared here and this layer is called the mesoderm. Now let me name them. Now these are two layers and here are three layers. This sandwich layer in between the epiblast and hypoblast, it has appeared because of the division of these surface, these epiblast cells which have gone below the epiblast layer, right? So now this layer is called the endoderm. This layer is called the ectoderm, right? And this middle layer is called the mesoderm. Clear, friends? What has happened that these two layers of cells have converted into 3 layers of cells. The outer layer is called the ectoderm, the in-between layer is called the mesoderm, and the inner layer is called the endoderm, right? Like this, friends. If this is our ectoderm, here will be our endoderm, mesoderm, and this is our endoderm, right? So it will become like this, friends. Look, these are 3 layers: ecto, meso, endo. It will be folding like this. Clear, friends? So this ectoderm will form the skin of the baby, right? This mesoderm will form the underlying tissues of the baby, and this endoderm will make the systems of the baby. Clear? What will happen that these 3 layers will start folding like this, and from these folds, look, this upper, as it was epiblast here, this epiblast has come to the superficial, to the surface. It will make the outer skin of the baby, and this mesoderm will make the underlying tissues of the baby, and this endoderm will make the systems and inner organs of the baby. Clear, friends? Okay, that's good. We understood it. Let's move forward. As friends, these cells are started moving towards inside, and between this, some of the cells have started migrating down, and they have made a tube-like structure. They have made a tube-like structure. Clear? Some cells have gone down below the epiblast, below the ectoderm, and they have made the mesoderm, and some group of cells have gone down and they have made a tube-like structure, right? Let's focus on that structure here. In this diagram, we will show the tube also, right? For example, this is our epiblast layer. This is our epiblast layer, right? And here will be our, okay, now we cannot call it epiblast, we will call it ectoderm. This is our mesoderm, and below the mesoderm there will be endoderm. Clear? This is our endoderm. Okay, let me label it. This is our endoderm. Right. So friends, this mesoderm, as you know from there, is formed by these epiblast layer cells. Now some cells were there and they have gone down below this ectoderm and they have made a tube-like structure here. They had made a tube-like structure, and this tube-like structure was going from the caudal end to the, this is our cranial end, towards the cranial end. Clear? So let me make a section here. I am cutting it here and I will bring it like this. You will see your side. Right? Let's do that. For example, this is our ectoderm, right? Here is our mesoderm. This is our mesoderm, and then we have endoderm. Clear? Like this. Clear these three layers. Now where is that tube? The tube is formed here. The tube-like structure is formed here. Clear? I am talking about this tube. And this tube was also formed by these cells. Clear? So friends, this is our, once again, ectoderm. This is our mesoderm. And this is our endoderm. And this tube is called the, yes, this tube is called the notochord. So from in between the mesodermal cells, a tube has developed. This is called the notochord. Let me show it here for better understanding. Let us consider as this is our ectoderm, this is our endoderm. In between these two there is mesoderm, and here is the formation of the tube, the notochord. This is our notochord, right? So notochord, here are cells which are mesodermal cells, here also cells which are mesodermal cells. This is ectoderm, this is endoderm, and the notochord is formed, the tube is formed, right? Okay. This is our notochord. Now let's move forward and see what happens. Friends, as this notochord is formed by cells, these cells will release certain chemical substances. These chemical substances will move up and will tend these ectoderm cells to divide, right? So this ectodermal cells above the notochord will start multiplying, and this layer will become little thicker, right? Like this, look. What will happen? That this is our ectoderm. This is our ectoderm. Clear? Here is our mesoderm, right? And then there is our endoderm. Clear? And here is our notochord. Now some cells in the center of this ectoderm has divided and has made this layer little thicker. And have made this layer little thicker. Like this. So this layer has been made little thicker. Clear? Okay. Let me show it straight here. It has been become like this. This is our ectoderm. Then there is endoderm. Here is mesoderm. And here is our notochord. And in the center the cells have gone little multiplication, and this layer has become little thicker, like this, right? Above the notochord, the ectodermal cells have started multiplication and they have become little thicker. Clear, friends? Okay. This thick point is called the neural plate. This thick point is called the neural plate. Now remember, friends, the neural tube which will make our nervous system, that tube develops from this neural plate, right? That tube will develop from this neural plate. Clear? Okay. Let's move forward. What we can see here. These cells, now this neural plate in the center, it will go down. From the center, this neural plate will become like this. Look. Clear? It will become like this. This is our mesoderm, and here is our endoderm. Clear? And here is our notochord, friend. You sight. What has happened? There is a depression in the center. That thickened layer has gone down. That thickened layer, the point where the ectoderm had become thickened, that thickened layer has gone down and it has made a small depression there. And it is like this longitudinally. Right? Now let's focus here and we will make this point a tube-like structure. Right? We will make this like tube-like structure. Okay. Now, this is our ectoderm. It has become like this. Clear? These are our mesodermal cells, and here is our endoderm, and this is our notochord. Clear? Like this. Clear? So what has happened here? There the depression has gone more down, and these cells have came near to each other like this. Look, like this, right? So a tube-like structure has developed, right? This tube-like structure has developed, and this tube is called the neural tube, right? So we have developed our neural tube. From this neural tube we will develop our nervous system. So this tube is now called neural tube. Right? Let me show you what is this depression called. Friends, this elevated part was called neural plate. This little depression is called the neural groove. This little depression is called the neural groove, and these two folds which are coming like this, these are called the neural folds. Right? These are called the neural folds. Right? So what happens that the neural folds will come close to each other, right? Like this. Okay. So now we have developed the neural tube. Friends, according to this neural tube, we have to remember some important points there. What are those points? Whenever this neural tube is developing, so the pregnant female must be supplied by folic acid. Folic acid, sufficient folic acid, right? There must be sufficient folic acid in the blood of this female. Why? Because, let's see friends, this is the neural tube, right? So this neural tube has two openings, anterior opening and posterior opening. Anterior neuropore and posterior neuropore, right? So why this folic acid is needed? This folic acid is needed because for the closing of, right? The anterior neuropore will close by the 25th day, right? And the posterior neuropore will be closed by the 27th day of the gestation period, right? So the anterior and posterior neuropore must be closed, and the nervous system will develop within the tube, right? If this is anterior neuropore, so it will become like this. Here will be the brain, and here will be the spinal cord, and this end must be closed. So for closing this anterior neuropore and posterior neuropore, we need folic acid. If there is deficiency of folic acid in such woman or in such female, there will not be the closing of anterior or posterior neurophore. So some important conditions will develop. If this posterior neurophore doesn't close, there will be spinal bifida, a very dangerous disease that is called spinal bifida. And if this anterior neurophore doesn't close, then there will be anencephaly, right? So to prevent these two conditions, these two very dangerous conditions, both of them is very dangerous for the baby. We have to provide the female with sufficient folic acid, and this folic acid is important for what? For the closing of anterior neurophore and posterior neurophore, right? To prevent such conditions or such diseases. Okay. So let's bring this tube from here and put it here, and we will make the neural and the nervous system, the parts of the nervous system one by one. So friends, if this is our neural tube, right? This is our neural tube. This is the anterior opening or anterior end or upper, and this is the posterior end. Clear? So this was our tube. I have read it like this. This is the anterior, this is the anterior, so this is now the superior end, and this is the inferior end, right? So what will happen, friends? Look carefully. What will happen at the anterior part or at the superior? The clear term should be superior end. At the superior end, there is a very small swelling happens, right? How? Like this. A swelling is formed. Not one swelling. There are 3 swellings formed. Clear? At the upper end of this tube, 3 swellings are formed, and this will lead like this, right? So what has happened, at the upper end 3 swellings are formed. This upper swelling is called the prosencephalon. This middle one is called the mesencephalon, and this lower end is called the robencephalon. Right? So what we have learned up to now, that from this neural tube, at the upper pool of this neural tube, 3 swellings have been formed. The upper swelling, prosencephalon, then the next swelling, mesencephalon, and the next swelling is the rhombencephalon. So this prosencephalon is also known as forebrain, will be the future forebrain. This mesencephalon will be the midbrain, and this rhombencephalon will be the hindbrain. Clear, friends? Now let's move forward little more. This prosencephalon will be formed into 2 swellings, right? This upper or this prosencephalon will make 2 swellings. This middle or mesencephalon will remain by its own, and this rhombencephalon will also make 2 swellings, and then there will be the spinal cord, right? So these 3 swellings have been converted into 5 swellings, right? This was our prosencephalon, right? This was our mesencephalon, and this was our rhombencephalon. Now let's divide them. This part, this one is called this is called the telencephalon. Then there is diencephalon, right? Then there is mesencephalon, right? This one is called the metencephalon, and this last swelling is called the myelin-cephalon. Clear, friends? So from these 5 swellings, our whole nervous system, central nervous system will be developed, right? So this one, as you know, this one will be called the cerebrum. This one will be called the diencephalon. We will see the structures. Those are thalamus, hypothalamus, pineal bodies, right? Other structures. This mesencephalon will be our midbrain. This metencephalon will be our pons, and this myelencephalon will be our medulla oblongata. Clear, friends? So this was the embryology or the embryogenesis or the neuroembryology of the brain. We have developed this structure by the help of these, and in the next we will make the whole central nervous system from these structures, right? So friends, this was all about the development of the nervous system. In next coming lectures we will discuss each part of the nervous system in detail. So friends, if you like our video, please subscribe our channel. Thank you so much.